Hi everybody, I'm glad you're tuning in. This is going to be our last at-home art video for the school year. I have to get to school. I have a lot of cleaning up to do and pulling everybody's artwork together so you can get it picked up in a couple of weeks when we have pickup for all your supplies. So, except for fourth grade. Fourth grade, I'm going to hold on to your mugs so we can keep those display cases decorated for the beginning of next year. So you will get them back. So at any rate, how about we do something fun today? You want to do some cartooning? I do. Go get your supplies, pencil, paper, markers, whatever, and let's get doing some funny faces. So before we start cartooning and doing faces, let's talk about what a regular face is looking like. So if you look right here, I have two words we should already know. Portrait, which is a face drawing, and then proportion. And that's to put things in place and size where they should go. Here's a worksheet I found on the internet that shows a sketch of the face in proportion, where you see the eyes are in the center horizontally, and then under is the nose, and very close to the nose is where the mouth would come close to the chin. What is that vertical line going up and down in the center of the head called? Since our face is the same on both sides, that would be the line of symmetry. Good job. So for doing a face, we know that we should start with an upside down egg, and that looks like a balloon. But now I'm going to go ahead and find the center, because as we saw on that other video, the little slide, we can break our face into basic where everything goes. And then down here would be your nose, and noses have a bone, and then your mouth is down here. Ears are equal with where the eye goes down to the nose, so this is like regular proportion. Neck comes down and swoops out. You're saying, what's all this? Well, this is the top of your head where some hair would grow, but also your hair usually comes down and swoops down here. So that's your basic proportions. Now, in order to turn this into cartoon, that's where we can play with proportions some, and also play with the shapes and sizes of things on a face. We've got two keywords, portrait and proportion. Now let's go to the E words. So when we're doing faces, it's all about expression. And if we want to do a cartoon face, we need to exaggerate. So these two are what you're going to focus on, which means that you're really going to take proportion out of the water. We're going to really exaggerate eyes or noses or mouths to make it funny. And we're going to start with some eyes. So on a piece of paper, just invent some different eyes. A regular eye shape is basically football, right? And of course the parts, you have an eyelid. So if we're sleepy, we might doing it like that. If we're doing a realistic one, you would put your irises in that are not total circles, and a pupil. And then you might have, your eyelashes if you want to add that. That doesn't have to happen. And then never forget the eyebrows. Okay, so your eyebrows, which are made of hair, that's going to help big time with the expression, which way it goes. So I'm just going to play around with some different shapes. Like, so if I wanted to do kind of it doesn't have, because it's cartoony, I can change the way. So this would be like if there was a big smile, maybe cheeks being pushed up into the eye area. And if I want to turn them here, and maybe I want to be looking down here, I'm still putting irises in, but you don't have any eyelids on this. So if I were to put the eyebrows here, if I wanted to do sort of a mad look, somebody's angry, and you, like I said, you could just do pupils, that would be fine. Maybe make some places darker if you like, so it shows up. And then of course mad eyes would be pushed down like that. So maybe some sleepy eyes if you've got your eyes closed. So maybe some popping out eyes. So what you want to do is play around and come up with a whole list. If I'm doing a big big pop out eye that's funny, I might do the iris inside, like a bullseye kind of thing, rather than just putting the iris in. But you can. Some people, like this guy here, some people just put, you could do something just like that to be really simple. Okay, so draw a bunch of eyes. Okay, so now let's play with some noses. Noses are already kind of funny. So, you know, there's bone that goes up between your eyes. So, I mean, just doing a little curve like that, that's not realistic. But if you wanted to make it more realistic, just something like that, you could have a, what is kind of a Squidward nose? I don't know. Let's see, you could do kind of exaggerate, put a nostril in there. Nostrils are always kind of funny. Some people like, you know, the pig nose with the, I don't know if your cartoon character wants to have that. You could go kind of geometric with it, knowing that those eyes would be there and a mouth down there. So just play around with making a funny nose, whichever direction you want it to. It could just be just a little nose could be funny, and great big eyes. So changing the size, if it's a little nose, do big eyes, maybe exaggerate the eyes or mouth. So make a whole list of noses to pick and choose from. Besides the eyes, the mouth is another important facial feature to show expression. And when you show expression, the cool thing is you can do emotion with that too. That should be another E word I have up there. So a regular mouth is just kind of, I always think of it like a little bird, and then your bottom lip is a little bit smaller and it comes down on the edges. By just putting a little dent like that, if you were to wanting to do a mouth that's kind of parted a little bit, so you could come in and just make this a thicker line to show that there's space, that your lips are not quite all the way closed, very tight. Just to get into some fun ones, you don't have to show the lips at all. You can just kind of show a line. To do a silly mouth, you might want your tongue sticking out a little bit, and to have those little lines on the side there always help. A smiling mouth, big old smile with a grin, maybe showing a few teeth at the top, just to indicate that your teeth are showing, and then that would look dark in there because your mouth is dark inside. And if you wanted to make those look like teeth, you could put the teeth in there. So mouths, think about what your emotion is, and then that will determine how you want the mouth and the eyes to be. So I'm going to do some teeth, and then I'm going to come down here and do a big bottom lip, and so you might have some teeth sticking out. You might do something just goofy, where you just have like one tooth, couple teeth sticking out where he's really missing some teeth. So play around with your mouths and expressions, and then we'll put it all together with a face with it. Okay? All right. Okay, so we're back to the drawing board upstairs in the studio. So let's go ahead and see about putting some eyes and mouths together. Sometimes I just start with the shape of the head, and I'm kind of thinking, to be silly, I'm going to make the head shape opposite of what it would be. So if I give it more of a point, and let's see, what kind of expression do I want? What emotion do I want to portray? So I think I'll do a big old happy mouth. And so I'm just kind of going off of what I have done. Some, you can make lots of these. I got teeth showing here. And I'm not really showing the lips in this. A big old happy mouth. And let's see, I'll take a nose. Since I made the mouth kind of large, I think I'll make the nose small. So I'm exaggerating by making the features opposite of what they would be. And what kind of eyes would I do? Maybe some of these ones that they're pushed up because you're smiling so hard, and maybe you're looking over in a direction. And what kind of eyebrows, which eyebrows are so important in expression. So happy, I think they wouldn't be laying down, they'd probably be going up. So proportions just blown out the door because the eyes are above the middle. That's okay because we're doing cartoon face. And I might really exaggerate the ears. Woohoo! Make some big old ears. This person listens out for everything. And what else would make it funny? Just a few sprigs of hair on the top, and probably a skinny little neck with that big old head. So that's kind of funny, you think? All right, so let's do another one. Maybe you want to start before you decide what kind of head shape you want. Maybe you want to start with the expression. So, all right, so that was happy. I think I'll do sad. Let's see, not that I like to be sad, but so sad, maybe I'll do these types of eyes where they're going down. Probably the eyebrows would go that way too. And let's see, I'll just put some looking down pupils. I won't put the irises there too. And maybe some worry lines in the forehead. And this guy's gonna have a bigger nose. And maybe a little tiny mouth, like, oh, woe is me, I'm so worried. All right, let's see, maybe we can do something funny with this shape. Oh yeah. And what else? Maybe a neck going over to the side. What about ears? Since we did big, you want to do little small ears? So these are all ideas for if you wanted to bring it on down and extend and make a body. Let's see, what kind of hair should we have? I'll just put some spiky kinds of hair. All right, so just by mixing things up, and you don't have to really worry about the proportion except for exaggerate it, make it bigger or smaller as you go. So I'd love to see some of your cartoon characters. I really miss doing this with you this spring. I do have something I need to share with you that actually makes me feel these two ways. Have you ever felt two ways at one time? You have what we call mixed emotions. Well, I've been real mixed emotions because I'm not going to be your art teacher next year. I'm going to retire. I've been at Elmont for 30 years. I've been teaching for 36. So it's time for me to pass the paintbrush on to someone else and let them have time to have fun with the kids like I've had fun all these years and follow a passion. So my passion's always been art, but teaching very close. And I'm really sad because I'm going to miss you. I'm going to really think I'm going to miss seeing those beautiful eyes of yours, looking up and soaking in anything that I show you. Most of you just love it, and that makes me feel really good. So I will miss you. I am happy though that I'll get more family time. I'll get to take care of my mom more. I'll get to take care of my grandchildren some more and do my art more. So there's good in everything, and there's sadness in something. So it's all good. You'll have a wonderful time with the new person, and I'll see you around because I plan on coming to Almont still. Okay? So until I see you again, you have a great summer. Love you. Keep on keeping on. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game.